Hello, everybody, and welcome to Graham Crackers. If this is your first time tuning in, pardon the dramatic music, but tonight's episode is help. My players are a little too sassy, and they're hurting my feelings. If this is your first time onto Graham Crackers, here at Graham Crackers, we're all about making memories with friends, whether those are through TTRPGs, RPGs, or MMORPGs. The important thing is that you're making memories with the people you love. My name is Graham, or Graham Crackers, and I'll be your DM tonight. Once again, resuming our D&D 5e homebrew campaign, Shards of Anarion. I am joined by some phenomenal role players, despite their sassiness. Please forgive them. They created a lot of energy today that some of you may be comfortable with. But while they need no further introduction, I would love an introduction all the same, so I would love to know 3 things from each of them. Who are they? Who are they playing? And lastly, what is their character's worst fear at this moment?
You're muted, Ted.
How could you do this, Graham?
Hello. It's a good thing we're not using the captioner today, because I said a lot of bad words just now. My name's... I said PP right before I muted myself, just as a preview of how bad I was being. I'm Vinny. I played Zadar. He's a Blue Dragonborn Beast Heart, which is a class from the company MCDM, and is pretty cool, fun to play and stuff. And he's doesn't afraid of nothing.
Not afraid of anything related to his daughter?
No.
Okay, cool.
Not out loud.
Uh-huh. I don't think we were talking about the out loud stuff. Okay, fine. A demerit for Zadar then for not sharing. We could be sassy with each other too. Anyway, hi guys, I'm Pharaoh. I will be playing Caesar Starmain, a Leonin Warlock Paladin, and her greatest fear at present... Oh gods. Honestly, her fears are also diminishing to a sort of colder, more detached state as the status of the multiverse becomes more apparent to them. She's like, okay, so in that world I was just in, where everyone died, where my husband, my child, and such died, and now we're in a new world and they're alive, so it's just a lot for her to process in a span of like 24 hours, and she's not quite through that. So maybe she fears death, but does she? She's not sure. Another version of her might be fine with it. Who knows?
Hi, I'm Fox, or TTRPG Fox. I play Brodus, Dwarven Barbarian. I am the and such that Senra was referring to that died. Bros 2.0's fears, spiders, always, and secondly, still not sure if Senra is actually going to kill him or not. Kind of in there.
Hello, I am Izzy, sometimes known online as Ladylike, and I will be playing Zosh, the sorcerer slash cleric. And Zosh's biggest fear... that's a great question. I think Sasha's biggest fear is that just sort of everything is going to go off the rails, that now we're in a new world and we don't know what's going on, and that's going to lead to just everything falling apart.
Okay, I'm Aramis. Play Joachim Tarvich, the Azamar sorcerer. And I'd say currently Joachim's biggest fear is that he has removed his circlet of human perfection for the first time since he met the party, and possibly longer. and is a bit paranoid now. I'll just leave it at that for now.
Oh, I'm sorry. Were you waiting for me? Is that what you wanted?
No, I'm the DM now.
Sure.
Revolt! Revolt!
I get to be the only player all of you DM today.
Okay.
No.
Well,
But we will change our music. Because that's a little threatening. But every week, I give my players a choice. A choice to do the recap of the previous session. In return, the player who does the recap gets a 1d6 to use at the end result of a roll. Usable only that session. However, tonight I'm going to do it because I need the 1d6 apparently. Thank you, gang, for the vote of confidence in my rolls. So, for those of you that didn't join us last week, our party ventured off to the wonderful, wonderful, wonderful home of Brodus. Not the original Brodus, the new Brodus. They were able to meet Brodus's family, the two twins, Blaine and Dane, his father and his mother, who was played by the wonderful guest star Nyx. They were able to have a nice dinner, as well as recount a little bit of their travels, as well as, the theory of the multiverse, what's happening, what happened to their Brodus. They cleared up some issues and interrogated their elf captive, who they had cured in a previous battle of some dark sludge that had been manipulating them and taking control of their body. However, the party tested their luck, we'll say, as they attempted to learn a little bit more about what was going on with this elf, and something triggered, as something was watching the elf. The party, with the goal of not luring said watchers to the home of Brodus, decided to load up on the wagon and set off, traveling in the direction of the Eladrin domain within the forest, of the High Forest, attempting to make contact and look into what happened there. So, without further ado, we join in on the road. The sound of rocks underturn of the wheel of the wagon as it begins its pace. The group of you on horses, on dragonelles, ride in tandem, making your way. It's about mid-afternoon at this point, as you have been traveling. Seeing the occasional other caravan or other riders headed away and also headed in front of you down a few miles, as the road is pretty straight through the woods. It has been a quiet day, all things considered. Whether that is good fortune or ill fortune is yet to be determined. However, it's about noon when the horse kind of comes to a stop, demanding to kind of be watered and fed, as it stubbornly kind of stamps its hooves.
All right, we're pulling off here.
Right?
Everybody good?
Yes.
Great. And Bros will get down, start tending to the horses.
Sindra will handle Sanctuary, her dragonelle, and help the elf off of its back. I believe the elf was riding on the dragonelle.
I believe you had loaded him into the back of the wagon.
Oh, he was on the wagon. Okay. Who's on the dragonelle? It was someone that wasn't me.
I believe Zadar was with you.
Nope.
No.
Was it Zash?
Probably.
No?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
that
does
sounds
sound right.
All right.
Yep.
I'll help you down. so you're not like
No,
tossing
no.
yourself.
Zosh was on the front of the wagon with Brodus.
Right.
Okay,
Was
then
it
I guess just
Joachim?
me.
Joachim was with the elf in the back of the carriage.
Oh, who was on the dragon now?
I must be remembering a different time. It's fine. I will hop down then and handle Sanctuary as I attempt to perceive our surroundings.
Sure, are you making a perception check?
I would love to, Graham.
Feel free to roll that perception check.
Okay, great. That's a 7 minus 1, so a 6.
Pretty good.
Sure are a lot of trees in this woods. You see some oak, some birch, and some beech. But no danger unless there's a tree you don't know of called danger. Was that a good description?
Can I look for danger trees?
Yeah, I mean, if you're so you're looking specifically for danger trees.
Yeah.
Trees that are dangerous, or trees of a specific type that may pose danger.
Yes. You know, the genus.
Of course. How could I forget? Treants. The original danger tree.
Well, just, danger trees. It's the Latin. It's the scientific term.
Of course. Roll me that search.
Sure.
Well, he's looking at trees. Can I do some sort of animal handling to maybe speed up the break process? Get them what they need, but not necessarily take a long time.
No.
Sure.
I got a 19.
19.
Looking for trees.
So, your keen, dragon-esque eyes peer out into the woods, kind of rolling over the terrain of the individual birch, beech, and oak. However, there doesn't seem to be any danger that your normal eyes can see at this moment, or so it would seem.
Great.
10.
10. You're able to kind of calm the creature down. It doesn't necessarily seem worried, like its ears have not flattened on the horse, but it does seem a little irritable today. Could just be that, it's feeling rushed. There's a lot more people around it in comparison to your usual travels to Oak Ledge. You're not necessarily able to speed up the watering, as that's really dependent on how fast the horse wants to eat or how fast the horse wants to drink. But you do kind of calm the beast just a little bit. Giving it some good neck rubs, and it just kind of, you feel maybe has bolstered its spirits.
Okay. It did something.
Izzy, Joachim, anything the two of you would like to do while you are stopped?
Joachim would also just kind of be scanning the horizon, specifically looking for either the black goop or any sign of radiance.
And are you using any magic like Detect Magic or True Sight or anything like that?
With the access to, I think at this point he's just looking with his eyes.
Sure. Roll me. Do you feel investigation would be fair? Or would you prefer perception?
I'm notably better at perception, but either one works.
Let's go investigation, because it's kind of a very specific thing.
That is a 9.
9. Not that you can see. You do take a look, doing, I'll say, 30 feet around the wagon into the woods, keeping within eyesight of all your companions. You kind of traipse through the underbrush. You don't see any sight of the goop, nor any hint of radiance in the specific area at the moment.
I think Zosh probably very carefully gets down off of the wagon and probably goes over to Sinra to help out with the Dragonelle if she needs anything.
And would you like this to be
Kind of-
a scene?
Sure.
Does there seem to be anything that she can like fasten it to, like perhaps take the reins and kind of tie it at a low branch of a tree or something?
Easy enough. Plenty of trees as we've established.
Yeah, I remember there being like oaks and birches and beeches, but I just wasn't sure. Anyway.
I thought you wanted a beach episode.
That doesn't count. Yeah, so Zash goes over to Sinra, and just sort of like very pointedly is like facing away from the rest of the group to talk to Sinra.
Mm-hmm.
Just goes, Sinra, I was hoping I could speak to you for a moment.
She kind of looks over as she kind of pulls that leather taut, making it like, you know, that squeak a little bit of leather. Pulling away and kind of glances back, but then turns to sort of be addressing you in the same fashion where we are clearly excluding everyone else. We might be like 15 feet away, but you're not part of this. You may always speak your mind.
I wanted to check in with you and give you a gentle reminding, because it seems that from the experience at Brodus's homestead that it is getting to you that this Brodus is not the Brodus you once knew.
You say once as though it is not yesterday, no? The one I once knew as though he is not dead and unburied.
I understand, and I am not saying that you have to be okay with it. I'm not saying you have to make peace with it. Not now, maybe not ever. But what I am saying is that this Brodus is here. This Brodus is alive.
And
It
I
is-
do not resent him for it. What do you want from me?
You don't resent him for it? You don't
Not in
act
so
like
much
that.
as you imply. I do not resent him his life. Might I resent the circumstances which have brought us here? Yes. And I will express that I believe myself entitled to this.
Yes, you are. I'm merely stating that perhaps it is better to turn that energy outwards, towards the source of the circumstances.
You suggest I find my vengeance.
If that is what you need to make peace with the situation, then yes.
A peace and a blood tax. That this will bring closure, as though that is possible, given what we know of the state of these planes of existence. What is closure when the closing of a world and the death of friends are meaningless?
You're not meaningless. Obviously, there is meaning to you. There's meaning to all of us. There's meaning here, right now. You are alive. You are here. We're all alive and here.
And when I am not, you will what? Go to a new world and find a new me who is? Then is there truly meaning in my existence here either? Or is this another aspect of this game that this entity, he who lives between the worlds, is that another piece for him?
It hurts. I know. It hurts to seemingly be a pawn to this thing. But that doesn't change the fact that you can make a difference. Whether it is just to yourself or to those around you, you have an impact. Your actions mean things.
You are telling me that I am being a poor leader. Is this it?
Not a poor leader. I'm saying that the people in this group look up to you. And that while you may personally be hurting, that is okay. But you need to express that in a way that is helpful. Snapping at people does nothing but drive us apart.
Very well, Zash. I shall attempt to contain my resentment to the bottom of my cups and less expressed to them.
I think Sash just puts a hand on Sinra's shoulder. That's not what I meant. I just want to make it clear. We're here for you. We want you to be, well, whatever you can be.
I was taught something of this many, many long years ago, but they were lessons to a cub who was not meant to rule. It is another time, perhaps.
Perhaps another time. Perhaps this time.
She kind of inclines her head in like this sort of half nod of respect. But are becoming more wise. It will be useful for you when you speak down upon your followers.
I try my best to not speak down, and I believe that is something that you have taught me.
Cinder will take one large paw hand with large claws over to place it upon Zasha's head and like ruffle all of that hair. Like one would a cub.
Alright, any other conversations that people would like to have with the party before setting off? Seeing none. With the horse watered and fed, the road is once more yours to travel. The group of you gathering up on the Dragono onto the wagon begin to set off once again. The dusty dirt road through the high forest once again leading you on your merry way. As you continue hour after hour, can I get an insight check from everybody?
9.
26.
26 for Zosh, 9 for Brodus.
This is just a general insight.
General
check, or-
insight check.
Okay.
19 for Joachim.
19.
Big 6, baby.
Me and Zadar don't know shit.
18.
18. Sinra, Zosh, Joachim. As you begin to make your way through the woods, the three of you, at certain points throughout the travel, feel prickles on the back of your neck. That sense of hair, almost an innate sense of being watched or something being not right. None of you were able to place what is causing this experience. As the woods appear normal, the road is casually traveled. The few individuals you've passed or have passed you headed the opposite direction have yielded no conversations or any threats of violence. But something is not necessarily wrong, but is unsettling. As the horse carriage kind of comes to a fork in the road, going to the left would lead to the high ledge quarry, which, Brodus, you would point out, had you headed straight, it would head towards Oak Ledge, and to the right is the path where it would lead towards the Eladrin commune, deeper into the high forest itself on the northern side.
Rose is also making sure that anyone in the wagon with him is getting an extensive, almost guide-like knowledge of how to fell the best way for trees. Trees are, which trees are better for cabinets versus the trees are better for like more of your construction type woods. And this is, the proper techniques, like really just delving in deep, because they're just riding in a carriage and he has nothing better to do.
I absolutely love that. Yeah. So I think by the time you reach the fork, you're like talking about burls in trees, where it kind of swells up and how that has like natural swirls within the wood. And the wagon kind of comes to a stop, the horse kind of sniffing the air with that and kind of shakes its head.
Nah, it's fine. It's fine. Just kind of gets him to keep going as best as he can.
Taking a right or going straight?
You know what? Let's go right. Why not?
All right, headed to the Eladrin commune after all. All right. The horse begins to lead you on the right path, headed through the woods. Around 5 minutes after taking this right, the woods itself begin not to change necessarily, but the leafy greens of the oak and of the birch and beech kind of fade away into more coniferous firs and pine and cedar trees. But it's close packed, and you don't often take this route, Brodus. But the trees themselves are fully grown, but seem almost to wall in the road, in that they are so close together that there is almost no gap between some points in the trees. Every maybe 100 feet, you find maybe a 2-foot gap. And the branches begin to climb ever higher and kind of hovering like grasping hands over the walkway. They kind of form this roof as the sun begins to slowly kind of get blotted out by the overhanging of the trees.
Bros is just gonna tell everybody, well, this is where it gets a little tight. Hope you're not claustrophobic. If you are, well, we can't turn around. So we're just pushing through.
Right.
You okay back there?
Yeah, just a bit unsure what we're going into.
Trees.
Could I possibly, as a paladin, use Divine Sense?
Sure. What are you checking for? Fey, Fiend, Undead?
Or Hollow Unhallowed, yeah.
No hallowed or unhallowed ground. And what is the range on it? It's
60 feet.
60 feet?
I believe. I'm sorry, I'm checking.
No worries.
It. 60 feet, Celestial Fiend Undead.
Celestial. So I believe Joachim would probably ding up as Celestial, right?
To some degree, probably, yeah.
So it's Zosh, and so it's my
so
mount.
Yeah. So you get 3 pings for Celestial. And no pings for Undead or Fiend.
Okay.
However, I will give you this. Your powers seem diminished in some capacity. As your magic, you call upon your oath and kind of reach out your senses in that divine divination. You feel not just the trees are confining, but it is like a magical pressure almost. That is kind of, for those of you that are casting spells, anyone that casts spells within this area, I'll give this all to you for free, just based on this. Your magical abilities seem that you have to expend more power and more focus into manifesting. Something is laden in the very air of the woods the older it gets. Like, you are summoning something new that is forbidden or not allowed.
There is some sort of dampening effect here. Can you feel it?
No.
Not you. I will be looking at Joachim and Zosh.
Yes. I think Zosh just very quickly does a prestidigitation to see if they can still do magic.
Roll me a spellcasting check.
Oh, Lord. Okay, plus my charisma.
Is that, like,
17?
plus... Yeah, what do you... Sorry, can I just understand what
Sure.
you mean by spell casting check? Do you mean, like, plus our spell attack modifier?
Yes.
Or, like... Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, plus spell attack modifier. In that case, 24.
24. You feel in your core of a being, as you kind of struggle to make this prestidigitation, you feel yourself digging in. Almost like when you're lifting too much weight at the gym and you kind of have to grit your teeth. You feel the spell take effect, but as it kind of fades away, you feel like a hint of tingles in... If you cast it with your fingers, you kind of feel it, kind of like this bone-chilling weariness, wherever you are channeling your magic from.
That's not good. Something's wrong.
Or perhaps something is normal. Maybe we should ask our friend who is from here.
I round upon the elf.
Yeah. The elf has been, like, snoozing in the back. Right now they look like a bearded human. Because they're wearing the human perfection amulet. Is it an amulet or a Diadem.
A circlet. Yeah.
Circlet. They look at you, and they kind of look around for a moment. I don't know. I don't remember there being this many trees here.
Effect of the centaur, then? This is something new in the last few days?
Trees don't grow that fast.
This is why I suggested it was an effect of someone and not a naturally occurring thing, yes.
I mean, if trees grew this fast, business would be booming.
Or it wouldn't be because there would be no supply, no demand for your supply.
Having it confirmed that these trees were not there. A few days ago, Joachim will try to cast True Seeing.
True seeing. Let me roll something real quick. So, true seeing lets you see what? Astral plane and things that are under any illusion, and as they seem, right?
So you see things as they actually are. You have True Sight and can see into the ethereal plane. I'll look up exactly what the True Sight feature does.
Okay. So, as you begin to cast True Seeing, is there any change in your eyes or anything like that when the spell takes effect? And secondly, I need a spell casting
Yeah, figured.
check for you.
Spellcasting ability check. That is a 27.
27. Much like with Zosh, you find yourself having to put a lot more energy into manifesting your spell. However, as it takes hold, you kind of open your eyes. On the wagon itself, there is a figure perched on the edge of the wagon. They are vaguely humanoid in shape, but with spindly arms and spindly legs, and they are perched like a gargoyle staring down at the elf with a single giant eye in the center of their head. The trees are trees, and as you look around, kind of doing a 180, about 60 feet back, the way you traveled, the road stops and there are nothing but trees.
Even, like, I can see True Sight to 120 feet. I can see visibly that edge in True Sight.
Yeah. So, so they are physical trees that have been kind of spontaneously grown, if you will. It is not an illusion.
Neat. And I would say, as far as visibility, if anybody is looking at Joachim, as you might if you're, talking to the elf and then see him cast something, you might see in, like, some of the wider cracks, might be a trick of the eyes, but you could swear something like maybe another eye or two kind of moved real quick and they're gone within those patterns.
Seems fine.
You will roll to see how well he hides it. We'll exhale slightly. And sweep his eye over. This figure perched on the back is still just looking down at the self.
Yeah. I will say this, it is not on the material plane.
Okay, that makes it tricky. Trees are real, but we're not alone here. There's Things in the ethereal. He's never looking directly at this thing, but like trying to keep it subtle, but yeah.
What sort of things? Like ghosts?
There's a humanoid with long limbs and a single eye in the middle of its face on the cart.
On the cart.
Placed where any of... You're not looking at, like, somewhere where one of us was sitting, right?
No, this thing is, like, perched on, like, the ledge, like, on the lip. Like, it is, like, a 2-inch, like, that side of the wagon, it is perched on that.
Is this description of it, does that look like any creature we've seen?
I can say with certainty you have not seen this type of creature before.
Okay.
But if you would like to roll a Arcana check
Sure.
or Religion, one or the other.
That's the same for me, so that's gonna be a 13.
Anyone else want to roll?
Prior religion.
Sure.
That's 25.
25. So, Sinra, you think back on your training. One eye, probably not a centaur, or not a centaur, Cyclops, which is kind of your first guess. Doesn't make a lot of sense. But it's hard to kind of place a name to creatures with one eye. It's kind of rare. Not a beholder, hopefully, but they have multiple eyes, so that kind of doesn't count.
Would have more eyes, so I don't think it's...
Yokim, you think back to some of the instruction and experiences that you've had adventuring in your past. And you recall a conversation you once had at the bar with your companions with a spellcaster that had joined you briefly for rescuing a kidnapped noble. And this individual had had a sordid past, having worked with some darker mages, and had been actively on the run, taking adventuring as a means to get away from that life. But you remember them speaking of wizards who devote their lives to unearthing arcane secrets. And this individual explained that his master had a creature, or several creatures, at their beck and call that they would use to spy on individuals. They called them Nothics. With a single eye, these aberrations could magically learn secrets of the people that they stare at. Some say Nothics used to be people. But that's about all you recall off the top of your head.
Joachim is glad that he gave the circlet to the elf, given its other abilities.
So, I think beholders, they have something like 8 or 9 extra eye stalks. It is unlikely. I also, to my recollection, no feet, so if it is crouching, probably not.
Never actually seen a representational one, but heard rumors of something called a Nothic. Right big guy, spindly, can read your mind by looking at you.
I've never heard of this.
Some stories of wizards having them for arcane secrets and such.
I don't like that.
Neither do I.
No.
Let's kill it.
If
I
you have a
can't
way
even
to-
see it. How am I supposed to kill it?
If you have a way to reach into the ethereal, then be my guest, but don't worry, our That circlet will also prevent things from being able to read your mind or speak to you telepathically if you don't allow it. And so far, it's only looked at the elf.
Do not believe I have ways of traveling there. Not yet. Not things as they are.
Well, keep an eye on it, I guess, and if it becomes corporeal, let me know.
Ah, I see what you did there.
Also, can you all see the trail behind us? All the way back to the road?
Can we? I don't know.
I haven't looked backwards.
Yeah.
So Bros is going to just stand up and turn around, but still holding the reins forward.
Absolutely. There is a wall of coniferous trees, like, crossing the road. Like, the road goes up to the trees and then stops.
Huh. Well, that's not something you see every day.
Yeah, those are real trees.
Huh. So no way back.
Without some fire.
Well, we don't want to burn down the whole forest. Then I don't have a job.
I look up. Is the canopy so interwoven, etc., that it would be impossible to ascend through it?
Not impossible. It would be difficult. But not impossible.
But, like, one could ostensibly climb these trees and arrive at the top, and...
Yes.
Okay. I do not think we are so trapped yet, but let us see the make of this.
So you want to keep going?
Would you rather stay here?
I'm just making sure. Okay, you're the ones in charge here.
Yes, let us continue.
Great. And just sits back down.
I will
Man.
turn towards the elf as we keep continuing. You have a name, yes.
Yes. Kylan.
Kylan. I suggest you stay close. This ward I've put upon you will last some hours more. But if that thing makes a move on you, do not be so far away.
They offer you a nod. They still have, like, their longbow and longsword, like, tucked across their lap. You see that they draw their sword and kind of, like, keep it unsheathed against their lap. They just kind of give you a very quick, understanding nod. You don't need to roll insight. They look unnerved.
Yeah.
Like,
That tracks.
yeah. They are not they are not living a cozy life right now.
At top sanctuary, I will try to lead the way before the wagon and horses.
The elf kind of nods. Something feels dark here.
Well, the trees are very
Yeah.
thick, blocks a lot of the
No.
sunlight.
I mean, can you not sense it? The air.
No.
Sense something disconcerting.
There are scents of pine in the air.
No sense.
Sense.
Yeah, scents. Yeah, pine. You know,
Do not make me have a
grass.
distinction, a conversation with you about homonyms. All right, it is sense, not sense. Ugh.
Sinra, what is your passive perception?
9.
Great. Bros is gonna whisper to Izzy.
Who's
Man.
Izzy?
Oh,
Yeah, who's
sorry,
Izzy?
to Zosh. Man, how could Brodus actually be friends with her?
By not making stupid comments like that.
Well, you get what I mean.
I think Zosh is just gonna like look off into the forest and try their best to tune out Brodus and all of that. Just be like, well, I didn't hear that. What do I sense what's dark about this place?
Yeah, I mean, there's a weird atmosphere. The trees are definitely not... Trees don't function that way, usually. However, you know, as the wagon begins to carry on, moving down the road, it's about late afternoon, as you all continue traveling. The road itself is pretty standard, but about mid-afternoon, there is an individual on the road. This, she looks late middle-aged, kind of holding a cane, and she has a backpack on her back that's full of like reeds and flowers that looks like they have been picked. There's a lady in the road, and she kind of is looking around disconcertedly, like they look confused. And as your wagon kind of approaches, they wave a hand.
Hey, you lost?
Yes. I'm quite lost. I was headed up to Oakledge, and now I'm here. I don't remember this road.
Well, you made the turn to the right. You should have gone straight. You know, if you jump in the back here, we at least can get you to the next town.
And I can't find the path back.
Yeah.
Strangest thing.
Yeah, the trees grew up over it.
Young man, I am not a child. Trees do not just grow instantaneously in the road.
I don't disagree. Magic Man back there, he's the one who told me that the trees grew so fast.
You've said Magic Man. Has this been more than an hour since the last encounter?
Yeah.
Actually, more than 2 hours. Ask.
Yes.
Okay. Then yeah, True Sight is up. With the extended.
When we paused on the road earlier, would that have been a short rest?
When you were watering or when you were investigating the trees?
Earlier when we paused and let the horses drink.
Yeah,
and
yeah. I'll count
okay.
that as a short rest, yeah.
Okay. Sorry. That
Oh, that's
affects
fine.
my
That's a valid
warlock
question.
pack slots.
That's a valid question. The lady looks at all of you for a moment and she goes, "Oh, so have you seen the signs that are on some of the trees?"
No.
Sort of signs. With writing on them, or...
Well, what kind of a sign doesn't have writing on it?
Well, sometimes people say signs, but they mean they've seen a sign from a god or some other entity.
Oh, well, follow me. I'll show you the one that I found. It's that way. Not that there's any way to go.
Of course we'll be following you. On the way, may I ask, what is your name?
Bonnabelle
Bonnabelle.
Fitzgerald.
Okay. And you say you were heading to Oakledge.
I?
Why?
Well, my daughter lives there, if you must know.
Okay. And where do you live?
I live in a small hamlet of Shorebrook. It's about 10 miles south.
Brodus, is that a real place?
Yes.
Okay. Just making sure.
Yeah. No, I thought you've been here before.
I've been somewhere like here before.
So this is Barnabel?
Bonnabel.
Bonnabel. Okay, and the elf was Kyr?
Kylan. Kylan.
And how long have you been walking down the road, looking at signs?
I'm not sure. It's been a few hours, maybe more. I camped on the road last night. I thought I was going to make it to Oakledge by morning if I kept walking, and then my torch burnt out. And then I woke up, and there were trees all around.
Ah, so before you went to bed, there wasn't trees.
Aye.
Can I do another divine sense? Same things.
And that's Fiend, Celestial, Undead.
Faye.
No, I don't get Fae.
Oh, sorry.
Mine is Celestial, Fiend, Undead, Hollow, Unhollow.
None of them ping, except for the usuals.
Okay.
She is not a Fiend, she is not Celestial, she is... You are not on hallowed ground or on hallowed ground, currently. And she is an Undead.
Alright, well. I look forward to seeing this sign.
She kind of offers a nod and then looks expectantly like, are you going to let me on the wagon?
Yeah, climb on in.
She'll climb up right between Zosh and Brodus on the front.
Well, I meant it's fine. It's fine.
And she'll kind of motion for you to continue on the road. Yes.
Can I cast Detect Thoughts?
On the woman?
Yeah.
Sure. So surface level thoughts, right? Unless you're willing to press deeper.
I would like to press deeper,
Okay,
and I'm also
That's a wisdom
doing...
saving throw?
Yes, that's a wisdom saving throw. And also, I am doing a psionic thing, which means that it doesn't have any verbal or somatic components, so that way she doesn't know I'm doing it.
Sure. So the woman, surface level thoughts, I'm going to give you those first, before you press deeper. You get emotions first, is this person is unsettled. You get gleans of, like, a warm hearth and of a face. You don't necessarily recognize the face, but it's like a younger woman that kind of has the same features as this older woman. Perhaps her in her younger days. And two young kids who are both kind of yelling, "Grandma!" And those are kind of the surface level thoughts, but as you probe deeper, there is an inner monologue of fear. And the first thing you get is, she rolled a 3, by the way, which I know does not save, is, am I going to get there safely? Everyone warned me the roads were dangerous and to bring someone with me. Why was I so stubborn? And then you get a sense that she has been on the road a lot longer than a day or two.
Do I get a time frame of how long she's been on the day? Trail?
She did mention that she is from a city 10 miles out, so, she looks like she's been on foot, so probably about 1 day was about 10 hours, or 10 miles, and then, she said that she had gone on this road and then gone the night. So the timing adds up.
Okay.
At least in terms of, she is walking with a cane. But you don't pick up anything nefarious, I will say that. There is no, I can't wait to eat these adventurers for breakfast.
Gotcha. Okay. Okay.
I'm gonna drive us to that sign.
Yeah, you continue on the road, and about 20 minutes of riding on the carriage, the wagon, you see on a tree someone has nailed a giant sign. It's made out of kind of cedar wood. You would pick this up because you're a big wood nerd. But there is a sign and written in bright purple ink. There is 4 lines. What assured delights await in the dark, hidden among trees, lost in the bark. Twain sin and shame long forgotten and gone, attend the dark carnival from now until dawn.
There's a carnival.
And I will post it in the Discord as well.
Oh, good. All this typing
Nice.
was hurting me.
I'm fine with carnivals. I've always been real good at the ring toss.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Ooh. It's just written in normal. What's it written in? Ink?
Purple
Green
ink.
Paint?
It's like a
Purple
purple
ink.
glitterish ink.
Glitter. There's glitter in it, huh?
Oh yeah, like specks of
Kylan,
maybe pyrite.
Kylan, you said that you were brought into some large tent.
Yes.
Was it at some sort of festival?
I think she meant the word was carnival.
Yes.
I don't think so. I don't remember.
Have you seen this sign?
Not even just this sign, but perhaps glittery markings of the sort.
He described the tent last night. It will match what this is promising.
Is it written in just common?
It is written in common, but if you want to investigate the writing and get a closer look at it, you are more than welcome to do so.
I mean, I think I would just ask our NPC. Does that look like something like you would write? Does it look like something someone you know would write?
If I was gonna write something, I'd write in Sylvan or Elvish, not common.
But if you and your companions were already changed at this place, perhaps they are in need of more. Perhaps they are changing who they are looking to enthrall.
That makes sense to me. He kind of looks up because he's kind of been sitting to get a look at the ink. I don't know a lot of people that would use that ink though. I know some people that are patrons to the Shadow Cat. Right. In ink.
The Shadow Cat?
Yes, it's it's a creature that feeds upon the horrors that arise after the fall of dusk when people close their eyes. Some people follow and worship it. it's been known to give some warlocks that enter its cabal powers. But it's not malicious. It's... When I say it feeds upon the horrors, it sometimes eats nightmares.
I mean, to be frankly honest, within the last day, that is not the craziest thing I've heard.
No, this seems honestly quite normal, yes, for some sort of partial lesser deity creature.
And if it's eating nightmares, it can't be all that bad.
I mean, as with most things in the Feywild, most things are equally good as bad. Especially for mortals.
Well, we're on the right track anyway.
So, I guess, what do we all think this means for the carnival? Like, do we go into the darkness? Go into the trees? Do we stay here? What do we do?
We'd best get a move on. There's no point to be staying here. Especially as that thing, for the hour I watched, didn't stop staring. It didn't move. I'm assuming it didn't move or look at anybody else. Yeah. So it's probably still there.
So you're saying go into the trees?
Keep going along the... Was that what you got from this riddle?
I mean, it said hidden among trees, lost in the bark. We aren't really lost in the bark right now. We're on a path.
If we are trapped within this ring that seems to have grown around us, it seems to me this is some sort of, how would you say, pocket, perhaps a place within the Feywild if we are not so far from where you are from.
Also, it seems like maybe they were just trying to rhyme with dark.
Fair enough.
I write these poems for you, and this is what I get. I don't need this level of harassment.
It's in the title of tonight.
Yeah.
So we stay on the path.
Sure. Has anything bad ever happened by staying on the path?
Yes, apparently.
Yes.
Well, we'll deal with it then, if that happens.
Great. And he's just gonna get the horses going again, and we just keep going.
All right. How long are you willing to keep going?
Until you tell me to stop.
Okay. All right. Love it. Love that for you.
Okay, he can be doing that.
And that's where we end the campaign. They travel forever in a never-ending road and don't cut down the trees.
I mean, does there look to be any line of trees ahead of us at any point? And is there some sort of, like, spidey sense going on of, like, is this too repetitive? Is this, like, weird?
Oh. Almost like scenery is constantly repeating itself and the same trees are in the same place over and over, like
yeah,
a backdrop?
Something like that, because I feel like I'm in the fucking Twilight Zone right now.
Roll, perception? That seems fair, or investigation, one or the other.
I'll take investigation, also, may I say that I am doing so with Detect Magic up, as I can have that up permanently.
Sounds good.
Okay, so then with investigation plus 7, that will be a 19.
19. 19, let's see. So, detect magic is a spell, right? And a spell-like effect?
Yeah, sure. What, you want me to roll?
Yes, please.
That's a nat 1, Graham.
Take a level of exhaustion.
Yeah, that's fair.
Seems normal.
So, you've called on this pact many times in the past, delving into your connection with the entity to detect the magic and the swirl of magic around you. And as you're investigating the trees, you know, as step after step after step after step of repetitive scenery, your eyes kind of narrow and you begin to analyze it. You feel your connection with the entity, and this might be the first time you felt it strained. Like, and when I say strained, I don't mean it is a magically dampening field. I mean, you don't feel anything when you pull on this connection.
There's something like interposing between myself and it. Like stepping on that connection, flattening it against the ground.
That's a good way to put it. It is either that or an absence of anything on the other end.
Yeah, well, I don't believe that.
Yeah. But it feels strained, and you kind of pull at the magic, and you can feel almost something pulling back, like in a game of tug-of-war. And you feel yourself losing with a low roll. You feel yourself actively losing this tug, and you are forced to cut off the magic. And that weariness kind of seeps in. The kind of weariness that says, "Why don't you lie down for a little bit? The road is long." However, with your 19 investigation, these are all different trees. There are minute details that you were able to pick out. You know, some of the trees do have, you know, cross beams where they've kind of been felled from growing pains or from other things landing on them. Some of them are, you know, look like they've been inhabited by animals at some point. They are, for the most part, distinctly different. Given some are a lot less distinct, but it is not like someone is copying and pasting a section of the woods over and over and over.
Okay.
However, it is, you know, as I said, mid-afternoon, so about 4 o'clock. You can take a long rest in the saddle if you would like. Or if you want to be in the wagon to take the long rest.
I mean, I don't mind doing it on Sanctuary. It's not like she's a living dragon owl. She doesn't need to sleep.
Fair. So, easy enough to tether her reins to, like, the wagon and kind of just lean down. As the hours fade.
I will cast, yes, I will roll again if I need. I will cast, Death Ward again before I fall asleep.
Alright, roll me that, spell attack mod.
25.
25. Again, you feel that pull, but you're able to win this time. You feel your spell successfully kind of press against this wall and push through.
Brodus is going to take himself aside.
You're taking yourself aside. You're like, we need to have a talk, dude.
Well, no. But, like, separate from them.
Okay.
And, getting out some sticks that have been passed down. And he's going to use augury to try and determine the choice within the next 30 minutes is falling asleep the right choice.
Okay. And that is Wheel, Woe, and
Wheel woe.
I think I would have this memorized from all the times Vinny's used this.
Wheel woe, wheel and woe, or nothing at all.
Okay. And this is this a spell or is this a ritual?
It's basically a ritual. I mean, yeah.
Basically a ritual or is a ritual? I don't think it's a ritual. Oh, it is a ritual.
If you're a barbarian and
Yeah.
you're doing it because you're a totem barbarian, you can only do it as a ritual.
Okay. All right, so you're
It's
taking
a-
10 minutes
yeah.
and you have the 25 GP. Yeah. All right. So your specific question is, do we fall asleep in the next 30 minutes?
No, my specific question is sleeping a bad idea in the next 30 minutes?
And do you douse or do you set them on the ground and then describe for me how you do your ritual?
He's not very well trained with it, so he just fiddles with them on the ground. Not really the best at it.
So, you set the sticks down on the ground, asking your question, is it safe to sleep in the next 30 minutes? The wind begins to kind of gust through the trees. It is unnatural, and you feel this kind of primal force kind of begin to brush through, and as if to answer. And the first stick kind of rolls on top of the other one, so it's kind of hanging perpendicular, and begins to spin like a compass. And it does that for about 5 seconds before the stick rolls off. Knowing this, the answer is whoa.
Okay. He's gonna put his sticks back in his bag and just walk back to the party, and it's like, we shouldn't sleep.
Do you figure?
The winds told me.
Really
Fair
good
enough.
delivery.
Yeah, the wind said bad idea.
I just thought I'd close my eyes for a moment. I don't know why you're making such a fuss about this.
Nope, don't do that. That's bad. We're just gonna stay awake forever.
All right. Let's
That's
speed this
not
process
what I'm
up a
going to
bit
do.
then. Zed gets out a torch and lights it and goes and starts lighting a tree on fire.
All right. You don't even have to roll. The tree catches on fire
Yeah,
after a
he'll
while. They
shoot-
aren't dead, though. They are coniferous.
I'll use my breath. He'll shoot lightning at it.
Yeah, your lightning splinters the tree, scoring the bark, and the tree begins to glow ablaze. You've kind of made a gap between it and the nearest tree as the fire begins to slowly lick at the tree itself, allowing you to see past it.
Great. Now we wait. Surely this will attract something.
Allowing us
I mean-
to
Alright,
invest
I'm
in
feeling more awake now that you're setting the forest on fire. You fucking...
I'm glad I can be of help.
I mean, you said earlier yourself, set fire to the trees.
It was more metaphorical. I did not mean it so literally, but here we are.
Okay.
I mean, perhaps it would have been... I don't know.
So you said you can see past the tree now?
Yeah.
What's over there? Anything? No
Yeah,
trees?
so as you peek through the gap, roll me a perception check.
Yeah, sure. 18.
18. Zadar. You peer out beyond the trees. And you see a multitude of eyes peering back at you through the darkness. They are bright and yellow, with heavy slants that almost kind of see them elongated. And they all peer at you unblinking, not moving. And you feel the trees shift to make room for you to step through.
I mean, do I feel like any sort of compulsion?
You don't feel a compulsion. I will say that.
I'll look at so whoever is closest to me, but anyone else seeing what I'm seeing right now.
I'll look, yeah.
Burning tree, yeah.
You say burning tree?
But, like, can I look beyond?
Yeah. You see a bunch of trees.
You lit a tree on fire. And behind that tree, I see a tree.
Okay, because inside of the gap, I see a bunch of unblinking, large eyeballs.
Okay, unblinking large eyeballs. As I said, we should not sleep. That's a bad idea.
All right, I'm waking up. You can stop harping on me. I will lean forward and undo the tie.
Are you sure you want to do that?
Yes?
Okay.
Graham?
All right. My bad.
And I will drive Sanctuary around so that I'm towards the front of the wagon again. And drive her towards this, I guess, near this burning tree and try and go around it to wherever the fuck he's saying these eyes are. Because I ain't afraid of nothing.
All right. Is Zadar moving out of the way, or are you just kind of plowing over Zadar to go where you need to go?
Like, look around him, maybe.
Absolutely.
Hey,
He'll just fly over as a fucking flying thing. Yeah, he'll get out of the way. He is happy to let anyone else go first.
Sure. All right. Roll me a d20.
Who, me
Yeah.
or Farrah?
As you barrel through, bravely going where none of your party have gone before.
Should I add anything onto this?
Nope.
9.
9. You burst through on Sanctuary, into the gap between the wood. And as you cross this threshold, you see trees. And as you cross the threshold, you feel satin drapes kind of brush over you as you suddenly rush in. And you are standing at the exit of a tent. In front of you, the rest of the party, you no longer see Sinra. But Sinra, you see a myriad of carnival tents, stands, individuals walking around, and music going on in a bit of a humdrum way. There is a drape behind you, and, if you look, it says Hall of Mirrors. You never know what's looking back. And that's where we're going to take our break. So we'll be back in 10 minutes, everybody. Don't go anywhere. Don't cry. I might cry, but that's just me.
We'll make him cry.
So we'll see you in a few minutes. Don't go anywhere. Hail and well met, everybody. We're back. I hope you didn't miss us too much. I know that I missed you all immensely. But where last we left off, you know, let's potentially get some new music. I feel like we've listened to this track enough. I'm pretty sure that's copyright, but we'll check.
No way, man. That's like an old song.
Are you saying that old songs aren't copyrighted?
Yes.
Yeah.
And old is anything more than 30 years. So.
No, I think it's about 70 years for most copyright.
No, it's just.
There we go.
I'm just trying to make us.
I've got it.
Oh, yay. Quick question for you, Graham.
Sure.
When she barreled through that tree, and did she make the hole wider?
No. She shrunk.
Oh!
So you
love
see
that.
Sinra leap into this, shrink and vanish, and for the briefest moment, you see glittering, gleaming yellow eyes in a pitch black backdrop staring at all of you.
Oh!
All right. Well, I mean, if she like just disappears into it, I gotta go. I gotta go too.
Did we
See
just
ya.
leave
Bye
the cart?
bye,
Oh,
everybody.
oh.
No.
Zosh, did we just leave the cart?
To be clear, my huge dragonelle also shrank.
Yep.
Okay.
Just bring the cart, man.
Well, I think leaving it is also a bad idea. So just let's go. Just the whole thing. Let's.
Okay, so me, Zosh, the cart, Joachim, and the circlet elf.
Yep,
All
Kylan and
going
Bonnabelle,
in.
all of you go.
And the Nothic.
And the Nothic,
Presumably.
presumably.
Maybe.
And Sidar, do you go ahead of them, or are you going with them?
Oh, he's already
I'm
gone.
Oh,
already-
yeah,
yeah,
Sidar
I'm
blue
done.
skidooed right through. Just,
Blue Skidoo.
Yeah.
Yes, that's what he said when he did it.
I mean, he has
Like a
blue
like a
dragon
Looney
blood.
Tunes cartoon runs into the painting.
Oh my god, can you imagine how cruel that would be? Just be like, only one of you got to go. I split the party before you could split the party. No. Yeah, so you see Zadar shrink as they kind of take a step that lasts like hundreds of feet as they kind of step away. Zadar, roll me a d20.
That was not a good one. Hold
What was the result?
I have a tray. It was an 18. is what it was.
19. Alright. Roll me a d100. Sorry.
I will do that in roll 20, which I'm very proficient in. A 12.
A 12. Alright.
Hmm.
You know, we'll come back to that. So,
Song
Sidar, you
change.
step through.
Sounds great.
And next,
The entire wagon with everyone.
each of you roll a d20, and I'll roll a d20 for Kylan and the
Uh,
elderly lady.
14.
14.
1.
Two.
Solid 2.
A 1, a 2, a 14. Kylan got a 9.
It's the Feywild. My luck
The old
works
lady got an
different.
18. Alright. So, Sinra. Kylan appears bursting through the silken rug. They're in a sitting position and they fall to the ground as their blade and their bow scatter to the ground.
So something appears next to me holding a sword.
Yeah. Well, it's like on their lap because it was how they were sitting when the wagon came through.
So with my bad perception, all I see is something appearing with the glint of a sword.
Yeah, that's a good way to interpret it.
I'd like to, like, attempt to, like, turn and just whack over to the side with, like, the butt of my javelin to deal non-lethal damage.
Alright. Would you like to roll initiative and see if they go first, you will hear their voice before you swing?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Roll initiative then. It's all happening simultaneously.
13.
13? 15.
Okay, cool.
You hear Kylan go, "Oh shit!"
Alright, so I have, like, a javelin out, and I'm like... I look down at him. Where are the others?
I don't know. We followed you, and, I was on the wagon.
Are you certain about that?
Yeah, I'm pretty certain I was on the wagon. I walked through that. He looks all on the wagon, and now I'm on the ground.
Okay, looking around, this place that we are in, does it have, like, a ceiling?
It has a dusky night sky with a set of 2 moons that look like eyes, and the stars have rearranged into a jagged smile.
Okay. I guess, does it look like my Dragonelle, which is a huge creature again, will be able to maneuver around in here? Are there crowds?
Yeah, you definitely can maneuver around comfortably. This is like a expanse of over 200 feet. Like, it's a large carnival. It's like in a massive clearing. The coniferous woods is like circling it. I'll give you a better kind of look at it in a second on Roll20.
Alright. Did we agree that my Dragonelle basically has all the stats of a Dragonelle, it just can't fly?
Yes.
Okay. Then I shall get off of her... Oh, wait, no, she's large. She's not huge. That's good. I will get off of her back, and give her kind of like a pat, and then go see if you can find any of them. Bring them to us. Or let me know. And then I will kind of pat her and let her roam.
Alright.
She's more perceptive than I am.
Yeah, she will begin roaming.
Okay. To try and find these.
Alright. I have moved you all onto the nice map. You're welcome.
Thanks, I can't control my token. I think we might be on the map later.
Oh no.
Control mine just fine.
Why is it that Zadar... I know why. Try now.
Yeah, I got it. Thank you.
Perfect. So, dialing back to Zadar, you rolled a 18, and what was your D100 result?
12.
12. You feel the clank of a potion being attached to your belt buckle as you step through a vale in the woods. You see trees passing you and this canopy of interlaced trees branches overhead, and almost like you are stepping like 600 feet in a single step. You arrive at this arched wooden dragon head that is blowing fire from these nostrils in front of you. It's about maybe 30 feet in front of you, and there's a path leading underneath it and a bridge underneath it, and over the top of it, it says, "The Duskfall Carnival."
Alright. Great. Free potion. I look at the potion.
It's a pink potion.
Pink potion.
Would you like to make a medicine check to see what kind of potion it is?
I mean, sure. I know how Zed knows how to make healing potions. He's got herbalism kit.
Yeah,
proficiency. But...
Yeah, make a medicine check and we'll and add your proficiency to it.
24.
This is not a healing potion, it's a love potion.
What's the one where when someone drinks it, they fall in love with the first person they see?
Yes.
Okay. Great. I'll hold on to it.
The Bonnibel steps out right behind you and goes, where am I? And she's holding a vial that's labeled Universal Solvent.
Oh, you're at the carnival. Look at the sign. I thought you loved reading signs.
No need to get snippy. I was on a wagon.
I'm not being snippy.
Sounded pretty snippy to me.
Well, I believe there may be some cultural miscommunication. I believe the term is lost in translation. Can I see that? And he points at the bottle.
She will let you see it.
With my hands?
Yeah.
Yeah, great. Super, I'm gonna hold on to this. This might be very useful for me. Here, you can have this one, and I'll give her the love potion.
She will take it, hold it. She's like, oh, okay. Like, does not know what this is. And just kind of stares. Past the path you can see leading under this bridge with like the dragon that's blowing fire. There are several carnival tents. You can see people walking around, elves, gnomes, fae. You see some sprites, some quicklings. You also see like a minotaur. And you see a few other races. You know, let's all take a turn and name one race you wouldn't often see.
Plasmoid.
You see a goo-like individual kind of walking along with us as they walk on the grass.
I can see a stray Aarakocra down here.
Alright, yeah, you see an Aarakocra dressed in like jade beads.
I see a Harengon and they're speaking with an Australian accent.
You see a small white furred Harengon. They are wearing a top hat, and they are dressed in like a doublet, like a red doublet, and they have a monocle kind of hanging tucked in, and they just go, "Oh, I see the other day. I don't really know what we're down there, but I like this." Is that good enough?
Sure.
Wow.
They performed a 3 cream.
A 3 green, yeah. You see this weird multi-armed bugged creature walking. It's holding a spear, and it's kind of like looking around warily. It's standing near a stand that just says, "Popped corn."
Suspicious.
A GIF.
You, and last but not least, you see a hippopotamus-looking creature at a shooting range where you shoot like the cans, and they are looking at a little gun that looks way too small for their hand. And there is like a massive firearm pistol on their hip. And they are like looking at the trajectory from the 3 bottles and their gun and like kind of analyzing it in the background. Brodus, what was your role again?
14.
14. Brodus, you emerge from the canopy, having stepped through. You're on the wagon. You and the wagon kind of erupt together. None of your companions are with you.
Like
as you kind of
erupt as in fire?
yeah.
Oh.
Like erupt, as you emerge from the dragon's snout in front of Zadar, as it snorts a burst of fire. And you are unburnt and unharmed as this flame kind of bursts out and you are just kind of summoned in like a circular blaze.
Well, that doesn't happen every day.
How did it feel?
I didn't feel anything.
That's preferable to feeling like you were on fire, I suppose.
Yeah, probably very carnival. All right.
Indeed.
All right. And Izzy, your roll
On the D20,
on the D20.
I got a 2.
2.
Got a nice 2.
You step through, appearing in the back of a carnival game. Like, you walk out underneath, like, a table. Like, that has a tablecloth over it, and you, like, are on all fours crawling out. And your finger lands on a single coin that's on the ground as you kind of are moving. And a ogre is like maybe 10 feet off that's like wearing like a striped shirt. They like look down and go, first time at the carnival?
Yes.
I remember my first time. Have fun, kid.
Okay. Zosh just picks up the coin. I'm like in the
Yeah.
game.
You're like
Can I
in
get
a
out?
yeah. There was like a small door to the side that you can like get out.
Yeah, just gonna quickly get out and look around very cautiously.
You see Sinra about 60 feet away from you, standing outside the Hall of Mirrors. Yourself, looking back at the game that you were that you crawled out from is like a dart game that you throw at balloons, except for the balloons look like flumps.
I think Zosh goes over to the ogre and is like, so where I know I'm in the carnival, but where is the carnival located?
Wherever the carnival master wants it to.
And this carnival master is...
If you've got to ask, you wouldn't know if I told you. But, tell you what. You win 5 games, and you get to meet him.
Oh, all right.
And word to the wise. Don't bet your soul. Or you'll be here forever. If you're on a winning streak, bargain for my soul back, please.
Understood. What is your name?
Griswold.
Griswold. Understood.
Yeah, don't mention it. Just don't bargain anything more than you can afford to lose.
Thank you.
And make up a name.
I know I have a perception of 9, but my Dragonelle has a perception of 13. Can she notice Zosh over there 60 feet away from me? Okay.
I'm not even gonna make the perception, like, you don't even need to make the perception check. I think, you know, you're staring in the same direction. Like, you can see Zosh, you kind of see them talking. But last, but not least, Joachim. 1. Hey, Brodus, are you up for a scene?
Yeah. Yeah, always.
Alright. So, Joachim, you step through the trees, stepping into that blacky inkness of unblinking eyes. No, we're gonna change the music for this, because this isn't carnival music worthy. This is You step into the unblinking eyes, into this inky void. And you see an individual. Their back is turned to you, but they are dwarf-sized. They are covered in cuts that don't bleed, embedded with quarrels into their body. The hair on the back of their head has fallen out in the late stages of decay. And as you kind of approach, so to speak, you see a individual that you don't recognize, for it's not Bronus. I'm going to task Fox with just being the creepiest dwarf you can be.
All right. Does this dwarf notice him approaching?
Oh yeah. You've always been aware when someone enters.
Well, welcome.
Thanks, I think.
Think so, be right. Don't see many like you. Just kind of looks him up and down.
Imagine not. I'd say I've seen many like you either.
Huh? What were you looking for?
Suppose I'm not really looking for anything in particular.
Well, we've got a lot of things, not particular, around here. And just as he makes a gesture, it's almost as if the world itself isn't solid. Things are changing. If you know where you're going, I can get you on your way.
I suppose I heard something about a carnival or another.
Ah, carnival, eh? I know about a carnival. And I suppose you went through an entrance of sorts.
Say something of the sort. Suppose everything's an entrance.
Fair. Well, I can surely help you get there. But, I'm gonna need something from you.
Mm-hmm.
Not money. I would like something you care about. A memory, perhaps.
I think I've had my fair share of deals.
It's just a simple memory. You can pick anyone.
Can I try something a little strange in this strange place? Like, just see Joachim could pull on the like drips of knowledge he got from the entity on like spatial control.
I dig it. Sure, why not?
Try to kind of like lock things in place where this dwarf question mark has them shifting so much.
I'm gonna roll something real quick. You feel, delving in your knowledge of, what you've learned in the past. For a moment, the world around you stops swirling. But it is like stopping a spinning ride suddenly. As everything kind of shakes and jostles.
Do I notice that the world is trying to be stopped?
I don't think you do.
Okay. Well, do we have a deal? One memory, and I'll have you on your merry way.
Right. You can have your memory. Yes.
Okay. This entity would like to take a memory from Joachim. Just one.
I'd like to say, Joachim worded that very specifically. You can have your memory. He'll be on his way. So this entity can keep its memory if this is a Fey deal.
Well done. As you make that deal, the swirling kind of picks up and whirls around and fades, and you are standing at the entrance to the carnival near Zadar and near some of your one of your companions, and then an old lady.
Are there parts of the world that are still swirling in that kind of way?
Not once you arrive.
The stories are true. We'll go back, try to think, see if everything's still there. Other world, there's yeah. All right.
Well, what's going on?
Oh, well, you all see someone in between, or?
No, I came through and, well, I shot out of the dragon's nose. I was on fire for a moment.
Huh.
But I'm good. I'm good.
Right.
Did you see someone?
Kind of. Not sure if it was real or just a trick of whatever magic is going through this place. I get the feeling that'll be a trend.
Yeah. Well, we're in a carnival. You're gonna see all sorts of crazy things. Zed, do you know where Syndra, Zashar?
No. Let's go find out. I have a feeling
Alright.
they may already be inside.
Well, all right. Can we just walk straight through Or do we have to go to like a ticket booth?
Funny you ask. There is a ticket booth. As you kind of cross that wooded bridge underneath the dragon that kind of spouts fire every now and then. As you're walking across, there's another and a halfling looking disheveled as shit is like, where am I? And
yeah, that's what happened to me.
And is like panicking, doesn't really pay much of you any mind, and they're just like completely out of it. But as you kind of continue in, there is this ticket booth, and behind it is a elven individual. They're very sprightly. They have green hair that's kind of thrown back into a ponytail with like pink persimmons like growing out of their hair. They're wearing this simple white dress shirt with like a tie, like a black tie, and as you arrive, she just offers you a friendly smile and says, "Well, welcome. First time to the carnival?"
4 tickets to the carnival.
All right, and what do you have to barter? Well, sorry, it's your first time to the carnival. I probably should have said, silver, gold, or secrets?
Wait, did you just say sequins?
Oh, no, secrets.
Oh, sorry. Just wanted to clarify. They're 2 totally different things. I've got some gold. It's not supposed to be used here, but Ted, do you got gold or?
Well, what did the gold price be for you?
5 gold, I suppose.
For all 4 of us, right?
Sure.
I mean, that sounds pretty good, right?
5 gold for admittance to the carnival for the 4 of us.
What about a piece of platinum? What would that do for us? Anything?
How big a piece?
That will get an... He'll reach into his quiver where his arrows are, and he will kind of mess around with one of the arrows for a second, and he will use his mimic bonus action thing he can do, because he has a mimic companion. He has this little magical trick he can do where he can polymorph any small or smaller non-magical object into another object of the same general size and weight. So he'll turn it into a platinum arrow. And it will remain polymorph in that way for 1 hour, but then when I move more than 30 feet away from it, the polymorph ends early.
And do they have to do an investigation check or anything like that to discern?
No, it like literally turns into that
okay,
thing.
Perfect. She'll offer a nod. That could do.
Wonderful.
All right.
She'll take the arrow and set it into like this bucket, and the bucket's filled with like all sort of knickknacks. Like you see a broadsword with a hilt of a screaming devil, like embedded in the crossguard, in like blood grooves kind of running down. The cross grooves itself, the devil's head, seems to be leaking like a ichor through down the blade. There is a bunch of random novelties from all over the world, some from foreign lands that you've never even heard of. There is a lamp that is golden and etched with primordial runes. And there is a singular ring, gold and unassuming, hanging off the edge of a battle axe, and it's like kind of tethered by a leather cord, and it's kind of just dangling.
Oh, sword, man.
Rogue habits run deep.
Is there anything else I can help you with?
So the games, I love carnival games. What's it cost to play them?
Oh, it depends on what you want to win. I mean, you can win pretty much anything if you really want to, but, you know, with everything comes a price. You know, you could bargain 20 gold and get 40 gold. You could bargain a few years of your life and get something better. Or you could bargain your soul.
Fair enough. And
Oh, but they do have some very good prizes this year. They've got a lamp with a chin in it. And then they have, she like motions towards the blade, with that devil. And she goes, and this one, real good at killing devils. I think
And
it
you
might
just-
have one in it.
and you just keep all the prizes up here.
Oh no, these are just, display only.
Ah. Okay. Well, I thank you, and he just kind of turns to walk.
Oh, and at the Ring of Midnight, there's a show in the big tent. If you've won 5 games, you get free entrance to meet the ringmaster.
Ah. Okay. It just kind of turns.
Does the ringmaster have a name?
Oh, are you good friends of him? Do you know many ringmasters?
I know a few, but I won't know if I'm friends with this one in particular unless I know what their name is.
Oh, well, I can't give you his real name because on account of not knowing it. But, you know, around here we call him the Dusk Ringmaster. Though I'm sure he has plenty of names. A centaur of sorts. Can't miss him.
Great, I was going to ask you if they had a general shape, but Centaur will do it for me. Thank you very much.
Well, if you have any more questions, feel free to stop it by. Enjoy your time at the Duskwatch Carnival.
Zeb will wait for the other people to start going before he goes, because once he gets too far away, the thing will...
Yoakim will follow, stick closely with the group.
Bros has already started tracking towards the games.
As soon as they, well, like, shortly after they walk past, like, before he hits that 30-foot range where the thing he polymorphed into a platinum thing turns back into a regular arrow, he's going to use Vithari, his Mimic Companion's bonus action, who he's been wearing, to change the appearance of all of his clothes to something more carnival appropriate, I guess.
Okay.
Make himself just look completely like before he was just wearing like a jerkin and pants and boots, like a guy in the woods. Or now he looks like a carny, I guess. I don't know. There's poofy parts and colors, and maybe some bells somewhere.
Easy enough to do.
Great.
So, as that's going on, Sinra and Zosh in Sanctuary, and Kaylin, who's on the ground.
Like, oh, Sanctuary, I was gonna help him up. I think.
Yeah, he's like, he gives you a nod and, like, looks around. There's a general look of fear on his face. Like, this is a Fae that is like, what is this Fae bullshittery?
Stay close to me, and whatever is watching you will not be able to kill you, so take care. And you said you were here, and you had terrible things happen, so what did you do that I should not repeat?
Something about a tent?
I look around, there's a lot of tents, right?
Yeah, there's a lot of tents. There's a few big tents. There's one tent far to the north, which has kind of like a stage, and then right in back of it, there's this massive spiraled red and white pavilion tent. Then there are 2 smaller tents, one on the far right, which seems to have some animals sounds coming from it, and then one to the left, which has a bunch of cheering coming from it, but it's that weird cheering that you'd hear on like sitcoms of like very fake cheering.
Laugh track stuff?
Yeah,
Okay.
like the laughter when it pauses then resumes is the same laughter.
Do you remember which of these tents it was? Yes?
I'm sorry, I don't. After last time, I don't know if I want to remember.
Alright, well you stay close to me and shout very, very loud if something comes to you that is a bad memory. Yes?
Of course.
Alright, I think that's a Zash, and I will stomp over. Unless he's...
Don't say your name. Don't say any of your real names.
Oh. Fine.
If Fae learn your true name, they have power over you. At least in the Feywild.
Alright, then I will make my way over to Zash and greet them as, there you are, Azakash.
And there you are, Claw.
Yes, I have those. Azakash, where are our companions? Have you seen them?
I don't believe I have. But I think I know how we can sort all of this out. We just need to win. And Zash turns to Griswold. Who do I talk to about playing a game and what the game is for?
Well, glad you asked. There are a lot of different games. There's some that are based on skill, some based on luck. What you win is based on what you bet. If you bet big, you win big. If you bet small, you win small. But the games that have the largest payouts are more than just games of luck and skill. They're games that'll test your spirit, your friendships, your memory. And sometimes they take bits of you that you didn't bet.
So it's not everything.
What game do I need to play, and what do I need to bet to win you your soul back?
Depends on the worth of a soul, I'd guess, but you'd have to play the Ringmaster in the Ringmaster's game. Once you meet with him, once you've won and shown your worth. If you came in with a group, which you two seem to know each other, I'm going to assume you did, each of you only needs to bear one token of winning to enter together.
Where would I need go to gather 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of these tokens?
Well, I've got a game here. It's a game of darts. You bet your amount, and I give you the number of darts equatable in worth. And depending on how much you bet, depends on how much you earn. And the goal is to hit the flump balloons and pop them. If you get 5 darts and you make 4, you get 80% of what you would have won. If you get all 5, you get 100% of what you would have won. And if you miss everything, you get nothing.
Can I intuit, like, what sort of skill checks this would be, probably?
Sure. Sleight of hand or dexterity based would be generally the feel. I'm not even gonna have you roll. Like,
Yeah, I'm thinking, these are not, typically the sorts of games I would do as a cub. Perhaps we can find something else, unless you would take your hand at it, Sash. As a kush.
I'm not.
you see Griswold catches that and gives you a worried look. Like, he has your best interests at heart, and he's like, don't. And he, like, looks around for you to see if anyone heard. And luckily, no one has paid attention. He just kind of goes...
No. Well, I am not best suited for this. Perhaps there is a large hammer and a bell dinging game
Yep,
that you could play.
that's one of the games. They have a game that's 20 ducks floating in a pond, and you have to choose one at random. Some of them are winners, some are losers. It's entirely luck.
Perhaps a game of debate. You have something of this sort.
Can you repeat that?
A game of debate, of talking, words.
I don't think we have one like that, but you could make a deal with one of the other guests here that has a token. And perhaps they'd be up for it. Sometimes people don't want to play the games and decide to play amongst themselves. If that's the case, there is a drinking tent. It's a little ways back, not those 3. It's the small one over there, beyond them.
This is acceptable. Give him a nod. I will go to the drinking tent.
Do you need me to keep an eye out for anyone you might know?
I will leave her here, and I gesture to Sanctuary, and tell her, sit down. If anyone comes by who seems to know her, tell her she will leave them to me. It is...
Can do. Also, do you know what some of the rewards are this year?
What needs have I of them? What are they?
Well, depending on the worth of what you bet, you get equatable rewards. Some games pay 3 times, but, you know, the cost is 3 times as much, if you lose. But there's a sword that, allows you to slay demons, may have a demon in its blade, imbued there magically. I heard it's something like an artifact. Something along those lines. There's a lamp that has a djinn trapped in it, allowing you to call upon its powers occasionally. There's a ring. Heard it makes you invisible. Never wore it myself. Then there's a few other items. I believe one is a set of armor, and one is a staff, and one is a robe. The robe has a bunch of eyes on it. The staff itself is ebony black with runes on its I don't know what the staff. It's all a staff, so I guess down its staff side. I don't and then the last
shaft. Yes.
The shaft. And then the last one is the armor. Heard that it can be worn by anyone of any size.
These fucking infants are laughing.
Sorry, I'm trying not to.
And the armor itself is seemingly made out of dragon scales.
And are these specific games I need to play to win these specific items, or is this more of a general...
They're specific games. But again, they're the ones that are gonna potentially lose you the most. That's why I'm here.
Where's the eye robe?
The eye robe is in, and he points to the large tent that has the laugh track. And he goes, it's in there. I can't tell you more because I've never been in there. I lost my soul before I could. So now I'm here.
Well, I do not think I have one to lose, so let us go, I suppose.
Where would I go for the staff?
The staff. That's the game of chance. It's a 50-50.
All right, then. Let's do it.
Be careful. No one except for me is most likely your friend. Except for maybe Sherry at the entrance. But she doesn't give a shit about anything.
Understood. Thank you.
No problem. I mean, worst case scenario, you sell your soul and you lose, and then you get to hang out with me every day. So, you know, making friends is nice.
True. But hopefully we can remain friends and still leave.
I mean, in the ideal situation, you win my soul back, you leave, I leave. And we leave unlikely friends.
Agreed.
With a really shitty memory of this place.
Unfortunately.
From my understanding, you will not have much memory, and I gesture to Kylan.
Kylan just kind of, like, waves. He's like, probably not. Like... Alright, well, good luck. I'll send... If you split up, I'll send... Well, I guess I'll let her... escort them wherever they need to go. Have fun.
Zosh heads over towards the game of chance.
As you step away, he will go, by the way, that coin will always land on heads.
Good to know.
The rest of the group.
The laugh track room.
Alright, laugh track room. Going to the ducks. Is that what you said? Okay. Alright, the rest of the group. As you enter into this wide area, you see tables in the center, several gaming stalls, a large tent, two side large tents, and a kind of a smaller tent nestled in between the two on the far side. You see, in this kind of curve, you see a dart game, you see a set of games, one where you can pound a hammer onto a platform and there's like a bell above it. There is one that is rings, that you see someone trying to toss rings onto bottles, and you see one with a gun that you need to shoot and knock bottles down. And the last one you see is test your magical might. And it has a simple like metallic cylindrical object that you see someone kind of holding, and you see like magical energy being drawn out of their arms into it. And as it does, you see on the far side this glowing sun begin to glow hotter, and then, you know, as you hear a psh, they kind of let go and are blasted back. And you see the carnival worker behind it is this older orc, and he just goes, sorry about that. You lost. So, welcome to the team, I guess. That sucks. And the individual that just lost is like, no, let me try again! And the orc holds out their hand, and you see them kind of shut their palm, and a silver collar kind of appears around this person's neck. and a ethereal version of them is pulled from them and just pulled towards the center carnival, towards that large tent. And then the body just stands up and walks.
Rodus is going to the drinking game.
The drinking tent?
Oh yeah. Because he needs at least a good, 2-3 beers in him before he even does the ring toss to counteract how bad he is at the ring toss.
Joachim is like watching what just happened. He's like, there's a little bit of righteous anger there, and he looks back. Otis is not beside him. Sees his back rapidly heading towards the drinking tavern. So that's why he died, right? He'll quickly head after him because Isidar still there beside them as well.
Yeah.
You should follow him. At least try to keep him out of trouble.
I always heard it was a bad idea to eat or drink anything that was offered to you in a place like this. Spent a lot of time fighting elves. So if you want to go warn him, then, go ahead. But I'm going to go throw some darts. That seems harmless.
Right. Well, careful what you say. Already met one thing that tried to steal my memories, and I guess said the right thing the right way and got out of it, so...
Oh. There wasn't a memory you wanted to just get rid of?
Not in particular, no.
What a charmed life you've led.
Let's to say, never got the sense that it would only be one memory, or how long the stretch of memory would be.
An overabundance of caution, then. Not necessarily a bad thing.
Right. Ever since I went through the mirror, everything's been a bit more calculated. It feels. It's been interesting.
Well, best of luck with your new life here. With Brodus. If you need me, and he just points.
Then aren't we all trying to get out and stop whatever this is?
Yes, well, eventually. The entrance person mentioned we had to win some games. And I could use a minute to unwind, maybe. To get myself reoriented and get myself into character, as it were. Because, as you can see, you have been traveling with Marek, the Magnificent, Magician Extraordinary. He gestures to his crazy clothes.
Right? Suppose you've been with this group and probably been through something like this before?
Not with this group, no. But as you may know, I've got a long history of quests and adventures behind me.
Right, well... At least want to see what he'll get himself into. Keep an eye out for the others. Not to know, shortly.
Of course.
And lady at the front said you could bet your soul, don't bet your soul.
I thought that went without saying.
Well, he gestures at Brodus. now even further away.
Yes, you'd best catch up to him.
Yeah.
And yeah,
All right.
Zed walks off with his shoes jingling and jangling.
Yeah. As you approach the dart game, you see Sanctuary, and Sanctuary kind of quirks her head and goes, I don't know, dragon noises. And just kind of like looks at you, looks at the tent that Sinra went in, looks at you again irritably, looks at the tent, then looks at as Brodus is walking by, and then Joachim falling, goes after them, and like goes after them and is like, ah!
All right then.
Welcome to the dart game. I'm Griselda. Welcome to my game. What you're willing to wager, you might be able to win. I judge by the dragon things. Noise, you're a friend of Argazash and Claw. Azakosh and Claw. Leonin and I want to say Genasi. I'm not real good. I haven't met a lot of people.
Well, you know what they say about assuming. I've never met that creature before in my life.
Persuasion check? Or, deception check, I guess.
Sure.
Don't bother, I rolled a nat 1.
17.
Oh, weird. Maybe they just growl at everybody and then, I don't know. Well, do you need me to explain the rules? Do you,
Well, I put something up for bet, and then I throw some darts, and depending on how well I do, I either win or I lose.
Kind of. This is one of the more forgiving games. You make a wager. Based on how much you wager, or how valuable it is, I give you a set number of darts. Based on how many you make, you get a percentage of what you wagered. If you make all of them, you get everything.
Great. Then I will wager this golden sword. He holds up the golden longsword that he viewed from one of the Eladrin that we killed.
Okay. Real gold, that's definitely a plus. Not magical. Non-magical. This was one of the non-magical ones, right?
No, it was very magical.
No. I think the magical one was Kaelin, which was given back to them.
Sure. Yeah.
He goes, alright, so a longsword for a longsword, I suppose, or, it is gold, though. So maybe something a little bit, better. Or at least equatable. So what would you like? Would you like something monetary, or would you like something like... I don't know. Some people like to change their appearance. Some people like to, get dealt a twist of fate. Some people like to forget things. Some people just want gold.
An item of equivalent use, I suppose, would be of interest to me.
Alright, and Griselda kind of reaches in underneath the table, and you see him pluck out this golden bow. And then he kind of sets it down, then he sets a quiver down. He goes, the quiver is magical, endless arrows. The bow is just kind of tinged with gold, it's not solid gold.
Okay.
But it's a pretty good bow. Finely made. Does that seem like something you'd be willing to play for?
Sure.
Alright, 5 darts. You gotta make at least 3
Okay.
to get the bow.
Great.
You make all 5, you get the quiver and the bow.
Perfect. Sounds easy. Let's go. Let's do it. Give me the darts.
All right, and he will slide the darts over your way.
Mm.
And the flump balloons look terrified.
Oh, they're going down.
All right, so I am going to need a sleight of hand for each dart.
Sleight of hand, or is it just like, can I treat them like they're actual dart weapons?
Yeah, that's fair. Yep. Proficiency plus dex.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. But I will say, do you intend to use any crits or advantages beforehand?
Well, no, not in advance. No, my plan was if I had missed 2, then I would just start using advantage and crits. But if you want me to call it up beforehand, nah, I'm just gonna do it.
Okay. Roll the first one.
Huh. 24.
The first dart lands, and you hear a audible pop and a scream
Pop.
of a flump and celestial.
Easy. That'd be a 22.
22. A second pop.
Ooh, a nat 20. I got it's a natural 20.
Nat
I
20.
can't- I
A
don't-
third pop. At this point, the flumps begin to move.
Oh, they weren't moving.
They were not moving before, and now they are.
Alright, well,
Making it a little
Alright.
bit more difficult
I
for the
already
final
got
2 darts.
really suckles. 13.
That is not going to be sufficient. Would you like to burn a crit or burn a advantage?
Oh, yeah, I'll use an advantage on it. Screw it. Huh. 14. How about that?
That
Chump.
will not hit. Would you like to burn a crit?
Yeah, sure, I'll burn a crit.
All right.
I'll do it.
Mark
I'll
that
need it
crit
for-
down.
It's not like I'm
God.
gonna need it for combat.
I mean, yeah. Not like I would place all these mini games with good rewards for you all to waste everything.
Yeah. All right,
All right,
last
last start.
28.
28. The 5th pop as the flump screams in celestial and then into confetti. And the ogre kind of goes, "Hey, we've got a winner! Look at that! Look at that!" And he slides your sword back towards you, and then he slides the bow in the quiver your way, and he goes, "And thank you for attending the carnival." And he kind of rolls his fingers, and a coin appears with a sigil of a cat. Like a Cheshire cat-esque smile, like this wide-fanged smile. And he goes, "Here you go. Collect 5, and you can meet with the ringmaster. Better rewards, better games.
Wonderful.
Enjoy the carnival, sir."
I will. Or my name's not Rex the Magnificent. And then he just walks away from there.
All right, and I think, we're at our time. Does anyone want to have a small scene before we call it quits for the night? I'm seeing a lot of figures and a lot of debating right now. I guess we're
We're
going.
all just kind of went in different directions.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, I think the better way would be give us until our next session, and we all will have time to think about what is that first scene we want.
I like that. Well, we'll change our music because once again we've reached that time of the night. Very, very sad, very sad, very sad and depressing time of night when we must say goodbye. So, hello chat. Thank you each and every one of you for tuning in tonight. It's always a delight to see such wonderful names in the chat. Special shout out to, Sir Heckalot, Joe Hurl, Dane Dark, and of course my lovely cast. This community wouldn't be what it is without each and every one of you making memories with us. I am Graham, and I had the delight of being your dungeon master tonight. and running these sassy beans through terrible events. But I'd like to know 3 things from each of them, because, friends support friends, is I'd like to know who they are, where we can find them, if anywhere, and what are some cool projects we can support, if any. Because, like I said, friends support friends, and friendship is invaluable. And you know what? Everyone needs a helping hand every now and then. So support when you can, where you can. So, without further ado, I hand it off to my marvelous, magnificent sass beans.
Hello, I am a bean. I'm I'm Vinny. I played Zadar, just Beastmaster, not Beastmaster, Beastheart. It's a whole other class that has nothing to do with Rangers at all. Miss me with that Ranger shit. You can't find me. I mean, I'm sure you can find me if you try hard enough. I'm not gonna try and invite people to try and find me because you'll be able to do it. I'm sure. I've put my social security number on so much paperwork throughout my life. It's probably everywhere. It's all over the place. But yeah, don't look for me. What I'm working on lately. Well, it's nothing. I ran a session the other night, so I'm kind of in between things at the moment. So I don't have anything super cool to talk about today. I'm done now. I'll just let the next person start talking about themselves.
Hi. I'm Pharaoh. I hissed and growled as Sindra Starmain today. You can not catch me here on Fridays, at the moment, because my character's dead. Rest in peace, Bilaniela Makia, who might return in future weeks, but I suppose we shall see, even when that happens. Otherwise, I know some of the beans that watch this channel play Guild Wars 2, so if any of y'all do that, you can catch me on Guild Wars, I guess, that thing that I'm doing again for God knows why. I'll drop my account name in the fucking chat. Sure, why the fuck not? In a couple weeks I'll be doing stuff for a little RP event known as the Mariners Festival that we're gonna run in Lion's Arch, and it'll be a blast. And we're gonna have a bunch of games and stuff, and historical stuff, and shout at people in character. It'll be great.
All right. That means it's me. I'm Fox, or TTRPG Fox. I, with the wife, built a 9 cube shelving thing in the nursery. That was great. First step, only a ton more to go. So that's what I'm doing. Outside of that, just look at my Twitter. You'll find me there. A lot of my weekends are taken up with Sporting KC right now, which is disheartening because they haven't won a game yet in 8 games. So, yep, okay, all right, that's me. All right.
Cool. Hi, I'm Izzy, also known as Ladylike. You can find me on Twitter. That is going to be in the chat. What projects I'm working on. Not working on anything in particular at the moment. So as usual, I make and sell TTRPGs and interactive fiction slash. Wow, I forgot the other name for them. I'm good at this. Ladylike.itch.io, buy my games, give me money, support me. Cool.
I'm Armis. I play Joachim, and you can't really find me anywhere else online. Exclusively here at Graham Crackers. And yeah, support me, support these fine people, and support yourselves. Go out to that restaurant you like. If you're not sure if you want to go out alone and see that movie, do it. Have fun. Treat yourself.
Oh gosh. And last again, me. Hey everybody, it's me, Graham. If you liked what you saw, you can find me next Tuesday here at 7:30 playing Anarion's Rest, where I once again will be DMing. The party had a party to celebrate their win, and they all said, "Don't celebrate us!" So, people are arriving in the refugee camp / the rebellion as the Assyrian Empire tightens their clutches on the citizens of Chessex. Will the rebellion prevail, or will the party have to run? I don't know. So you'll have to tune in to find out, because I can't tell you. Outside that, you can find me on Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard here as well, playing Captain Kellum Brightstar, your disaster wizard and perpetual disaster captain. Really. As I get a job and earn money? Yeah, I thought we were going to make money adventuring. Clearly not. But outside that, there are no other projects besides playing Guild Wars 2, where you can, too, find me supporting Pharaoh in their endeavors as I play a very sassy crime bean. For those of you willing to try MMORPGs and written roleplay, I highly advise you check it out, because there is a lot of cool stuff and a lot of cool people in our community that play. So, before we leave, there's one final thing I have to say to each and every one of you. And that's thank you. And even though we're tuning off for the night, it's not forever. And we'll see you soon. So stay happy, stay healthy, and goodbye for now. We'll see you a little bit later. So, until then, take care of yourselves. And we'll see you soon.